Whether it's in politics, business, religion, or entertainment, various leaders look unforgettable during their prime years. But how did these famous people look in the past before rising to the top? Let's take a look at these old pictures of the most powerful people in the world. Oprah. The media mogul Oprah Winfrey is an important role model for Black American women by being an influential talk host, actress, and media personality. Before her days on The Oprah Winfrey Show and The Color Purple, Winfrey was still gaining fame at the age of 17. Look at her holding a Miss Fire Prevention trophy in her hometown of Nashville in 1971. She always knew how to show off a big, beautiful smile. Barack and Michelle Obama. The POTUS and FLOTUS have been in the White House for almost 7 years now, but this leading couple have been together for over 20. Barack and Michelle had met in 1989 when Obama worked in the corporate law world. After dating for 3 years, the couple married in 1992 as shown in this photo. It's crazy how much they haven't aged over things. While some things never change, like Michelle's love for style because her wedding dress is absolutely gorgeous. Bill and Hillary Clinton. One of the most powerful political couples in the entire world are currently reversing roles as Hillary Clinton runs in her second bid for presidency. Not many people realize that the Clintons first met back in their alma mater in Yale University when they were both law students. Take a look at this far-out photo of these college sweethearts during the 1970s. Martin Luther King Jr. MLK was the leader in the African American civil rights movement and notably known in history for his iconic I Have a Dream speech. Born in 1929, he was first named Michael, but that later changed to the priest Martin Luther. Seeing in this photo taken sometime in the 1930s, a young king probably had no idea on how much he will change U.S. history. Pope Francis. For hundreds of years, the Pope has served as the leader of the worldwide Catholic Church. We understand how much honor and work the 266th and current Pope Francis must experience in his daily life. Back in his early years living in Buenos Aires, you can imagine how life was for Francis as a teenager, but his face doesn't look far off when you fast forward about 60 or so years to the present. Gandhi. Another world leader, Gandhi of the Indian independence movement in Britain, was known to his many followers as Mahatma, or the Great Souled One. Often dressed in a loincloth and dressed during his times of hunger strikes and being imprisoned, there is a rare photo of Gandhi during his days as an attorney at law. He looked quite different in his Western clothes taken sometime in the late 19th century, decades before the anti-war activist will face an assassination in 1948. Nelson Mandela. The late Nelson Mandela served as president of South Africa and an anti-apartheid revolutionary politician. There were many remarkable things he did during his 95-year-old life, from tackling racism and serving as the country's first black chief executive. Before he became a world leader, here's a 19-year-old Mandela looking rather dapper in a suit during his days at Hilton, the Wesleyan College at Fort Beaufort in South Africa during 1937. Albert Einstein. The theoretical physicist embraced many individuals with the world's most famous equation, E=mc². But even geniuses don't have the most perfect childhood. He dealt with speech challenges as a child, while his rebel instincts caused a headmaster to expel him. Here is a portrait of the man as a child posing in a portrait at the age of 14, and at this time, he was decades away from his iconic look of crazy gray hair and a furry mustache. Queen Elizabeth. At the age of 89, Queen Elizabeth has accomplished quite a lot for the majority of her life while looking over 16 countries. Even life before the throne was quite impressive for a young Elizabeth, as she volunteered in the British Army in World War II. Queen Elizabeth, who was just a princess, worked as a truck mechanic, as you can see in this photo, at the young age of 19. Donald Trump. The brash, powerful, and blunt personality of Donald Trump is a reason why he has made himself well known in the 2016 Republican presidential primary campaign. He's also a real estate mogul. At the age of 30 in 1976, you can already see how successful Trump was as he sits in the living room of his penthouse apartment on New York's Upper East Side. It was not only the beginning of his real estate empire, but also his trademark mop of blonde hair. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is mostly known for co-founding the largest PC software company, Microsoft. Since 1987, he's been included on Forbes' list of the world's wealthiest people. Life might seem great, but back in 1977, a 22-year-old Gates was arrested for traffic violation. The only details about the arrest was a mugshot of Gates after being taken by the Albuquerque police in New Mexico. The young man didn't seem so hurt by it because he was smiling away in his mugshot. Steve Jobs. Starting the technology company Apple is what made Steve Jobs legendary, because where would we be without our iPhones and MacBooks? Not many people know that Jobs started making technology products in his parents' garage in the 1970s. We found a photo of Steve Jobs himself at the very first West Coast Computer Fair as a college dropout at the young age of 22. Enjoy taking a look as we go back in time to see a variety of photos? Which powerful person has the most surprising one? Share your favorite photo in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco.